Hey everybody, I know I was gone for a while there, but as you might have known, a YouTuber known as Punisher, um, a very popular 3D artist, hosts these community challenges, and he has a new one out called the Infinite Journeys Challenge, and I decided I'd go for it and try it out my luck at winning his fabulous prizes. But then decided to procrastinate and wait for the last week to do it, so that took up all of my time. But now I'm back and ready to teach you guys more about how making a stylized sword and fundamentals to do so. Let's get started. Alright, so to start with the hilt, let's look at the shape. And I think for this I want to use a cylinder, and we're going to scale it up and then scale the other end down and extrude out. I'll show you what I mean. So let's bring in our cylinder, Shift A, find cylinder. Alright. And what I like to do is right click and hit shade smooth. And then if you go over to this little triangle, click auto smooth. It's under normals. I just think it looks better and it's easier to work with. Now that that's done, we'll hit RX to rotate on the X, type in 90 on the numpad to rotate it, and we're going to scale it down. And since we scaled in object mode, hit Control A and apply your scale. This scale value right here, if you hit N on your keyboard, this will pop up. You want it to always be 1. Your X, Y, and Z should always be 1. So if I scale it in object mode, they change, Control A, scale 1. This is because if you get more advanced and apply modifiers and simulations, it'll mess it up, basically, if they're not at 1. Alright, so let's go back into view. Let's line this up with the end of our sword. And then let's go tab into edit mode. Let's add a few loop cuts here with Control R. And we're going to take this middle loop cut and just scale it up. And then we'll take the one next to it, scale it up, not as much. And take this one and scale it up. And then we're actually going to go into face select mode and scale this down. And that is giving us the shape we want. Let's go into our Y view and move this into the center of our sword. There we go. Alright. Now, for the handle part of the sword, what we're going to do is go into edit mode, and we're going to face select all these, and we're going to scale them down, and then we're going to take this loop cut, go into edge select mode, select this loop cut right here, and we're going to move it on the Y underneath, like that. So it's kind of like a cone shape. And I'm actually going to bring this, scale this down a bit. There we go. That looks good. Now to make this look better and not as sharp, we're going to add a loop cut right here, bring it up, and then hit GY and just move it on the Y like that. There we go. That looks better. Now for the rest of the handle, we can just take this face and hit GY and move it to the end like that. And now in the back, you see that this handle curves. Ours does not curve. So to make ours curve, we're going to Control R, add a bunch of loop cuts. Oops, there we go. And then we're going to take this loop cut right here. So if you double click the loop cut, it'll select the whole thing. So if I select this, it selects just the one. If I double select it, it'll select the whole flow of the cut. So we're going to double select this entire loop cut, and we're going to do what's called proportional editing. So if you click this circle up here right above your screen. That is what's called proportional editing. And what it is if you rotate, scale, or move anything, it'll gradually move vertices around it. So if I hit GZ, it's moving the whole thing. And if I scroll my mouse wheel down, it lowers the intensity to less vertices. So we want it to affect everything but this front part of the hilt. That's why I selected the middle. So we're just going to G, play with the strength, and just lift it up a little bit. That's good. Take a look. I might lift it up a little bit here. Lower my strength. There we go. Alright, now I want to make the handle skinnier. So what I'm going to do is select all of these faces. And I'm just going to scale them down. Turn off proportional editing. Remember to turn that off because I forget a lot and it messes up a lot of my work. It's useful but dangerous. Just like that. There's this little bump right here that I want to fix. So I'm going to do that by raising this. Lowering this. Alright. Cool. Now, the thickness of the handle doesn't stay the same. As you get towards the middle, it starts to shrink. And as you get to the back, it starts to get bigger again. So we're just going to take this middle loop cut and scale it down a little bit with proportional editing on, just like that. And I think I'll actually scale this back one as well, down a little bit. And then I'm going to add a loop cut here and just scale this down. A little bit of diversity. Handles aren't perfect. Alright. Now I want to take this face right here and push it back even more. So we're going to select those faces by double clicking, hit G, turn off proportional editing, hit G, Y. And then we're going to take this loop cut, and G, Y, back. Maybe not that far. Maybe bring this down a little bit. Okay. Cool. And that is the base of our sword. Next time we will be looking at detailing our sword with cracks and scratches, all stylized. It's a very simple process, and once you get the technique down, you can do it anywhere. It's really fun. And then after that, we'll learn how to texture and shade. And then that'll be the end of this tutorial series. I hope this tutorial was very helpful. And as usual, the more you do it, the faster and faster you'll get at it. Everybody, take care and have a good one. See you next time.